And a man who knows all about special effects is our studio guest today, Mr. Ray Harryhausen. Ray, welcome to Take Two. How did you first get interested in doing special effects?
Well, it all started because I saw a film. The film happened to be the first issue of King Kong, and that was way back in 1933. And after seeing the film, I haven't been the same since. I felt this is what I wanted to do, and I turned all my efforts toward that end.
So you started, making your own models?
I started making my own models, and then I got a camera, a 16mm camera, and did some experimentation in my back garage. And then it gradually developed from a hobby, so to speak, to a profession.
Right. Now, we have one of your creations here. Now, this is Medusa, who appears in Clash of the Titans. Can you tell us a little bit about the actual processes involved with your method of work?
Yes, well, you know the cartoon is made of a series of still pictures.
Right.
And instead of using a flat drawing, of course, we use a dimensional model. And this model is made in such a way that it has many joints, every joint that a real person would have inside of the body. And
even down to the fingers?
Even down to the fingers. Yes. Each finger has the proper joint in it, and each snake has a joint. It's not just a wire inside.
Right, right.
And so it gives an opportunity to make microscopic movements. And of course, very similar to the cartoon, each frame of film, I shift the position of every portion of this creature. And finally, after you have thousands and thousands of still pictures, it gives the illusion that the thing is moving on its own.
Well, we've got another model here. This is Bubo.
Yes, he's the mechanical owl. Yep. He plays quite an important part in Clash of the Titans.
Not quite as frightening as the other one.
No, he's more a sympathetic character. He is almost a comedian, in fact.
Right.
And he has every joint that an owl like this would have. Of course, he's obviously supposed to be mechanical.
Is it more difficult to work with metal than with latex rubber?
Well, no, not really. You can get away with much more because he's supposed to be a mechanical owl.
Right.
But you still have to go through the painful process of one frame at a time. And then we had a second owl made, an exact copy of this, with motors in it. And every time the actor had to handle the owl itself, why, someone on the side would have a little motor a sending set, and the head would move, and the eyes would twirl, and the wings would flap. But of course that type of motion is very limited.
Yes.
And you have to augment it by using a stop motion model.
Briefly, how do you manage to actually fit the actors in with the models that you make?
Well, that is done through several different processes. Of course, the main way of doing it is through a process we call miniature projection. That means we place a rear projection screen behind the model and shoot the people before, and then project them on the screen and reduce them in size so they're the same size as the model.
Right.
And that, instead of making a large model that's inoperable, why, we shrink the people and down to the size of the model.
With Bubo, did that character come out of mythology, or was that out of your own imagination, or what?
Well, actually developed from mythology. As you know, Athena has always been associated with a wise old owl.
Yes.
And in our script, Athena doesn't want to part with her owl, and Zeus gives her a command to give the owl to Perseus. So she goes to Hephaestus, who is noted as the blacksmith of the gods, and he makes the mechanical owl. The actual mechanical owl isn't in the original myth, but we felt that we needed some humor in the picture, and we couldn't get it from a real owl.
Well, you certainly get it with Bubo, I think.
We felt we could get it from a mechanical owl. Because he would have clumsy movements and that type of thing. And it's very difficult when you're doing Greek mythology that you have to keep the humor all within the periphery of the mythology itself. You can't just bring in 20th century laughs, and I think that's very important that one adheres to that principle.
Ray, I think that's about all we have time for this afternoon. Thanks very much for coming to Take Two. Thank you, Bubo, as well. And I wish you both all the best with the film and any plans you might have in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.